Over the years, I've seen hundreds of agency pitches, and most of them extremely long and absolutely boring. 100-page long PowerPoint presentations that put the prospects and clients ultimately to sleep. So in the end, I decided to put together my own agency pitch deck. And it seems to work because it has helped my clients and agencies that I've worked with close over $100 million of business. So today, I'm going to talk you through the creative agency pitch deck and how it all works. In the first ever agency pitch that I was part of, at the end of the actual meeting where the prospective client had come in, we had put everything on the table for this agency. We really needed to close this deal. After the prospective client left, every single person in the room was celebrating, excited, over the moon. We rocked it. We did so well. They are totally going to buy. All of that excited energy. And ultimately, the situation that I kind of observed, and I sat there kind of quietly seeing both what was going on with the client and also how every single person on the agency was actually engaging with the prospective client. And what I pointed out was that we had bored the client to death. They started the meeting engaged, leaning in, and by the end of it, there was literally someone that was like slouched back like this, looking like they were ready to be put to sleep. And I have seen this now time and time and time again, where we go into a pitch and we talk for an hour. We don't give them any opportunity to build a relationship or know them at all. We just kind of word vomit all over our prospects. I recognized something fundamental that needed to actually change and recognized a mind shift change that needed to happen both on the agency and then ultimately how it actually impacted the deck. What I recognize is when you think about base human psychology, it's about actually building a relationship in a very short period of time. And how do you actually go about doing that? You need to build trust, you need to create alignment, and you need to create safety. And how do you actually go about doing that in a short, concise situation that allows for you to build that authority and then have enough time to actually ask about them, to get to know them and build a relationship. This is the situation ultimately, and the best way that I've ever heard this put is the concept of the warm chocolate chip cookies. So I want you to think about it this way. Let's say that you have a friend coming over and you're running late. And ultimately what you end up asking this friend when they show up at your door is, hey, I'm running 5 minutes late. Do you want some chocolate chip cookies? Your friend will probably be like, no, I'm okay. I'll just sit on the couch and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Or you can have someone come knock on your door and you had just finished baking some chocolate chip cookies. Your friend knocks on the door and you say, hey, I actually have from directly out of the oven some warm chocolate chip cookies that are sitting on a plate and a glass of milk that is poured right next to them. You're welcome to them. I'm going to be out in 5 minutes. Fuck yeah. I'm going to eat those chocolate chip cookies. They smell phenomenal. They're already ready for me. And ultimately, yeah, they sound delicious. And that's exactly how I want you to be positioning yourself, really, is that you're already doing this phenomenal, amazing thing, and they're welcome along for the ride, but you're going to do it with or without them. And that's exactly how this capabilities deck works. We're going to create alignment. You're already doing that phenomenal thing, and they're welcome along for the ride. So let's go ahead and get down to brass tacks. There's 6 steps to this deck. Step 1 is the offer. What do you do and who do you help? Ultimately, what you want the prospective client to feel here is that they're in the right place, that what you do and who it is that you work with is them. The problem that you solve and the outcome that you provide is something that they want, and you do it for them. Step number 2 is you want to establish expertise and authority. Why should they trust you? They just met you. A lot of cases, this is a client wall or work that you've worked on or an award that you've received, ultimately helping them understand why you. Step number 3, what to expect, or the components to us. So this is often 2 different things. Either it's the core team, the team members that you have at your agency that have the years worth of experience that they actually want to work with, that they're excited to work with, or the set of team members that they will get on their team. What you want to kind of circle this back to, how is it that this set of team members allows for your clients to have a greater amount of success rate? Why is it that this structure is beneficial to your client base? Not specifically to them, but to your clients. Number 4, what do you do? Essentially, it's just what are the services that you offer? What I want you to be careful with here, and please, please, please avoid this, do not make a Costco receipt that's pages long of all the things that you do. Have the core service offerings of what you do, but make sure that they're outcome based. What is the outcome? You're not selling a widget. You're not selling a hammer. You're selling a business outcome. So make sure what it is that you're talking about is about the outcome. How does your service actually achieve an outcome? For example, you're not selling a logo. You're selling brand awareness or brand recognition, business growth. Number 5, how it is exactly that you work. The process or the system. What prospective clients want to know is that they are not going to be the guinea pig. That this isn't the first time that you're doing this. They want to buy a system. They want to buy a process. And this does two things. This instills confidence in you as an agency because you just know exactly step by step what you need to do. If they become a client, this also has them want to work within your systems, not actually wanting to control it because they're buying your system. They're buying your process. They're buying that security. And number 6, I'm sure you've heard this before, case studies. So we want to include 1 to 3 case studies in the deck. And we want to make sure that we hit 3 primary things: the challenge, the goal, and the solution. Essentially, this is social proof. This is adding on to the exact same thing as what we had just talked about, and you not having them be the guinea pig, and ultimately showing that you've had this success, that outcome that this client wants to achieve, you have done it before, and this is what it looked like and how it worked with someone else so that they can see themselves in someone else's shoes. So this capability stack is used typically during the strategy session or discovery call. It is the first 10 to a maximum of 15 minutes of an hour-long call. You're spending the vast majority, 45 minutes at the minimum of that hour-long call, focused on them, talking to them, getting to know them. Again, this is the first 10 to 15 minutes, just letting them know a little bit about who you are to give them context about the conversation that they are about to have with you. From this capability stack, we've actually been able to turn what has felt like a sale. And if you've watched my content before, you know that when someone feels like they're being sold to, it creates sales friction and makes someone not want to buy. And so what we are doing with this deck is we're not actually selling. We're talking about us and who we are, what our story is, and why we do what we do, why it is that we get out of bed every day. Creating alignment, because if what we do aligns with what they want, it allows for us to create safety and security for them. This deck has contributed to over $100 million of revenue generated by many different agencies and is used every single day to get in front of clients, prospective buyers, build trust very quickly, and establish a relationship with the prospective buyers. If you want to use this creative agency pitch deck yourself, you can download one using the link below in the description. If you want to talk about your deck specifically and how you can leverage this in a really meaningful way, go ahead and book your Profitability Accelerator call below, where we can talk about your agency specifically and how you can leverage it to its fullest potential.